former presidential candidate, one who has endorsed Donald Trump, is with me now. Dr. Ben Carson, it is great to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Pleasure.
What does this strategic move, a lot of people calling Senator Cruz's pick and just the move to make a pick this early a Hail Mary pass, what does that mean for Donald Trump's strategy?
Well, I'm not sure that it's going to have much of an impact on Donald Trump's strategy. Obviously, he's going to be considering very carefully his vice presidential possibilities, as well as many other cabinet positions. And he's not going to be rushed into doing anything because of this. And he also recognizes that, you know, the position of chief executive of this country is one that is going to require the cooperation of a lot of people and the talent from a lot of people. He has no intention of being an emperor, but he wants to treat this very much like he's treated his businesses. If you look at the Trump businesses around the world, what he has done is appointed very competent people, and he doesn't try to micromanage them, but he does make sure that the jobs are being done well.
A true sign of leadership, and I want to come back to that, especially in reference to the speech, the first foreign policy speech, at least on a national platform, that Donald Trump gave earlier today. But I have to ask you, Dr. Carson, there are numerous people who wish strongly that you would be Donald Trump's VP. Will you consider it?
I've heard that. You know, I would much rather be outside of the government as an advisor, able to speak extremely freely like I do now. I love that. And continue to work with the American people, making sure that people actually understand what's going on, because I believe that the American people have wisdom if they're given the right information.
So, Dr. Carson, let me ask you, if you would like a different role, and I'm sure you can write your own tickets, who is the best VP pick? There are a lot of people saying that a Trump-Rubio ticket would be great. For those who perhaps have forgotten, Senator Rubio has a lot of delegates.
Well, I think he has a large number of possibilities. I think the real key is making sure that you get somebody who shares the same kinds of values. You know, he's very interested in saving this country. So somebody who actually recognizes that we are in an enormous amount of trouble, somebody who understands the financial danger that we're in right now. I think that's one of the things that's likely to knock us off most readily, and somebody who understands that ISIS really is an existential threat to us and begins to do the right kinds of things. If you have alignment on those kinds of things, you know, the other things will come along.
All right, I feel like you just gave us a hint there with the financial aspect, so I'm going to absorb that. But I want to ask you, because you mentioned ISIS, what did you make of Trump's foreign policy speech? There are many people who said this is great. He looks more presidential. On the flip side, he has critics who say, you know what, he still did not offer a lot of details, and there were numerous contradictions.
Well, he was very presidential. There's no question about it, very much like with the Israel speech. But, you know people are always going to criticize you no matter what you say. You could sit there and give the most detailed speech forever, and then they say, but he spent all the time on that and didn't talk about this. You know, you don't worry about stuff like that. But he does demonstrate that there is a significant grasp of the major issues that are going on, bearing in mind that there are some incredible people on his policy team and who will be coming to his policy team, people we have a lot of confidence in. And he understands that he's not going to be a monarch. He will listen, and he will set the right tone and direction for those who are working with him.
Dr. Carson, do you have any insight that you can share on the timing? Because I think if he began to name more cabinet members, potential cabinet members, that could change the conversation for him too.
Well, you know, those conversations are ongoing. People are being looked at very carefully right now, and considerations and vetting is all going on. So I don't think it's going to be terribly long, and I think you're also going to hear very soon about people who are going to be considered for the Supreme Court. And I think many conservatives will be very pleased when they see that list.
Dr. Carson, we thank you as always for the time. Glad you're with us. Dr. Ben Carson.
Thank you. My pleasure.
With us there.